absences. All right, I know this is not going to be a good news to hear, but because we are solving an equation with a radical in it and then solving an equation with an absolute value, it's non-negotiable at the end. You got to check. All right, you got to check. And all the whining and everything, you're just typing numbers into your calculator. That's all a check is. All right, it's nothing painful. Maybe it is too, but all right. So we got to check at the end of every one. So here we go. Number one, you got to make sure, and a lot of you guys forgot about this yesterday. You got to make sure this is all by itself before you do anything. The radical has to be completely by itself on one side, which it is on number one. We all agree? Radical is completely by itself. How do I get rid of it? I will call in a number for this. How do I get rid of the radical? Square both sides. Okay, so I square this side, and you got to keep it balanced and square the right side. When you do square a radical, the only thing that happens is the radical disappears, and you're left with whatever underneath. So x minus 4 equals 49. And then I think you guys could possibly handle it from here. We move the 4 over. X equals 53, maybe. All right, I want to make sure we're good with how to check appropriately to see if I accept or reject this answer. Here's my go-to. If you have your own way, feel free to use it. Here's my go-to. I take 53, store it in for X, enter, and then I go back to the problem and I type in the left side of the original equation, or one side of it. So square root of x minus 4. And notice what I get out, 7, which is what it's equal to. All right. If it came out to be another number other than 7, or maybe error in your calculator, I would reject it, and the answer would be no solution. But since 53 gave us 7, we accept it, and there's our answer. Make sure it's alone before you square it. Number 2. Let's start calling on some of you guys. 14, is that radical? I'll just keep going. 4, is that radical by itself? No, it is not. Does everybody see that? It's not by itself. And I know I'm making a big deal of it, but this is common mistakes I see every year. It's not by itself. How do I get it by itself? 15, how do I get it by itself? Oh, I can't yet. I can't. The radical's not by itself. What's still with it? -5. So how do I move that over? Add 5. All right. Then it will be by itself. Radical 3 plus x equals 3. Now it is completely by itself on one side of the equal sign. So now you can square. So 3 plus x equals 9. X equals 6. Again, I don't feel bad either that it's just typing numbers in. 6 stored in for x. I type in my left side right now, the square root of 3 plus x. And then I have -5. It's going to give me -2, which it should. All right, so that's an acceptable answer again. Is everyone good so far? Nothing different? All right, now they start getting a little bit more difficult. 3, is the radical by itself on one side? Yes or no? That's all I need. 3, is it all by itself? Yes, it is. Completely by itself. So now you can square both sides. Radical disappears. 1 squared on the right side is just 1. Oh, man, we have Regents Review and the last 2 days. We've seen all this right here. What's the next step? What's the next step up here? We've done so many of these. Come on now. 7, next step. Yes, get the 1 over. Make it equal to 0. So you can factor. X squared minus 3x plus 2 equals 0. Bless you.
Then factor out that
Well, we're going to factor. I need the special numbers, though, for people that multiply to this and add to this, right? What numbers are you thinking about putting in the parentheses here? 2? -2 and -1. Good, Alex. Has to multiply to 2 and add to -3. 2 possible answers now, maybe, right? We always say maybe with these until we check. One answer.
X equals 2.
Or might be what?
X equals 1.
Yep. Got to check both. And this is I told last period. This is what really fires me up when oh my god, I have to check 2 answers because that's what's going through your head in that voice too. So 2 stored in for x. All right. So I type in the left side, square root x squared minus 3x plus 3. All right, I get 1, right? You get 1. See, this is what fires me up now. Oh, I have to do it all over again? No, come on. Cut the crap. You store that, and all you have to do is go up here and copy paste. Woo! Wipe the sweat off. Wow, that was intense. And I still get 1. So both answers are acceptable. All right, when I check. They're always going to check. All right, fine. Have that mindset, and you're going to get burnt on a couple problems where you had to reject an answer. You're going to get burnt. All right, well, number 4, it's definitely not alone. Okay, so no way are you squaring it your first step. All right, move some stuff over. What do you want to move over first? Let's roll. 11. What do we want to move over first? Okay. 1. What do you want to move over first, Amanda?
The 7.
Darn right. Let's move it over. And here's where I get nervous. It's still not alone, right? It's still not alone. So there's no squaring. It still has something attached to it. What do I need to move over next? 10.
I'm not.
Okay, thanks. 11. 10. Okay, this next one comes up. 13. There we go. What do I have to move over next?
The 2.
The 2. Thank you, Jared. Oh, I should ask you how you moved it over.
Oh, did I?
All right, thanks. Specs today, huh?
Specs are
Are you usually a spec wearer?
kind of at home. I like it.
Why today?
I don't know. I just felt like it, and it kind of matches my shirt. So.
Okay. I'll leave it at that. Wear your contacts the rest of the time?
Yep.
Me too. Usually around nighttime, flip the contacts out at home. Usually I'm not caught in town with glasses on. But maybe
go clubbing in specs.
do I go club? Yeah, I always go clubbing in specs. Why wouldn't I? I don't throw the glasses on and it starts sweating, and fist pumping and on the dance floor. I don't want the sweat and the glasses start coming down, Or if I'm in the VIP room, I don't need to be seen in glasses up there. Ooh, the 4 over.
Wait, you're supposed to track 5 to both sides.
Relax, Tim. Of all people to correct me. And I'll save you time. It does check. All right, let's save ourselves time. It will check. All right, you better buckle up here. This one's going to take us a while. I'm just forewarning everyone. This next one's going to be a little bit. All right, is that radical by it? Can I square it right now, or do I need to move? 5. Do I have to move something over, or can I square it? Yep. Everyone add 2 over. Can't combine it on the left side, right? So 2x plus 2. X plus 6 underneath the radical. Is it ready to be squared now? Okay, yes. So let's do that now. Be careful over here. Here's where I'm worried about. Squaring that left side. Because I know I get x plus 6 over here. Come on now. You guys are too old to keep doing the mistakes. How do you handle the left side?
So it's
We all just passed extremely difficult regions. How do we handle the left side? What?
foil.
Yes, double distribute. We don't do 4x squared plus 4. We take 2x plus 2 and multiply it by itself. So I'll give you guys a minute to double distribute and FOIL, then I'll ask somebody what you got. Combine all your like terms over there too for me, please. Combine your like terms. All right, when you're ready, let me know what you have. Just on the left side, what'd you get when you double distributed and combined all your like terms? Amanda, you ready?
No, not really.
All right, take your time. Ready?
So 2x is gonna be 4x squared,
Got it. Come on.
and then it's gonna be 4x,
Yep, and then
it's gonna be 4x.
combine them for me. You had 4x and 4x, so I just want to
Oh,
combine it now.
8x.
Yep, and then the last two.
Is gonna be 4.
There you go. Good. You got it. We're all good?
But
All
once
right.
you just
No, don't even say a word. Got me? Drop kick today. Got me? Drop kick. I got a nasty one too. All right, 10.5's coming right at you.
New titanium hip.
That's right. New hips can go anywhere now. No factoring. I know some of you, oh, let's take out a 4. No, you can't. You can't because it's not equal to what?
0.
You got to get it equal to 0 before you even start telling me about GCFs. So let's subtract x over and subtract the 6 over. Plus 7x minus 2. I told you this one's going to take a while. So I have 4x squared plus 7x minus 2 now. Is there a GCF now? Okay, so no GCF. We did one of these. You guys did one of these yesterday for me, and we did one in class on Monday. How am I going to factor this? This is like an A times C problem, right? It's going to be grouping, but the first thing you have to do before you group is turn 3 terms into 4. Yes. Turn 3 terms into 4. So we're looking for 2 numbers that multiply to -8 equal -8, but are going to give me 7x in the middle. So that's what I'm going to look for somebody. -8 and 7x. $12 when you have those numbers. Plus 8x minus 1x. Again, if you want to flip those are fine too. -x plus 8x. Gives me 7x in the middle and -8 when I multiply. All right, group them now. First 2, last 2. Who's up? 6, GCF of the first one.
4x
4x. What's left?
x plus 3. Or x plus 2.
And it's somebody did the exact same thing. You boys with Nick in my last class? Yeah,
Yeah.
him. Yeah, there you go. Great minds think alike, huh? All right, what am I taking out of the next one? 7. What can I take out of the next one so I'm left with an x plus 2? 7 in the house? Of course not. How about 13?
-1.
-1. What are you left with?
X plus 2.
I hope so, yep. All right, finish grouping for me now. We're not done grouping. Finish it now. 13, Jared, again, what's in one parenthesis?
4x minus 1. And then x plus 2.
Good. All right, long one. All right, 2 possible. And again, I keep saying possible because we're going to have to check them. 2 possible answers. 14. When I set each of those parentheses equal to 0, what's x going to be for each of them?
So that x plus 2 is x equals -2. And the other one is x equals.
Move the 1 over and divide by 4, right?
Oh,
1/4. All right, yeah. We may want to check these out. Hint, hint. All right, let's do it together here. 1/4. Good times here. 1/4 stored in for x. Okay, now this is something where the left and the right side have to equal each other. So type in the left side, 2x of the equation. Do I get 1/2 when I type in the right side? Let's see. Square root x minus 6, and then minus 2 on the outside.
No, wait.
What did I do? Minus, is that, should I?
Look, you need to
Don't
add
even,
2.
don't, no. Am I? Nothing fires me up more than making more than one mistake in a class. 1/2, yes. So do they both work? See, now I'm getting rattled. -2. Anybody check that bad boy? So 2x, I get -4, but, oh, take a look. Look what happens when I plug in the right side. Don't get -4. I get 0. So guess what? -2 is not a solution. Rejected. Okay, so that's why we got to keep checking. Whew. Longest one we'll do today. Any questions there? Dylan, you go back there?
Yep.
Okay. Oh! Radicals on both sides. Remove? Square them. They're all alone. There's nothing with it. This is about as tough as I'll get here. Radicals on both sides. Square them. Yep. As long as you square one side and you square the other, keep it balanced. And there you go. Now the radicals disappear. X minus 4 equals 2x minus 13. Questions? And 9 does work. I shouldn't have boxed it in. I probably should have tried to check it, but 9 does work. Any questions on solving a radical before we get to I didn't talk about this when we reviewed for the region, so I gotta slow it down. Okay, here we go. Absolute values. Remember anything from last year about absolute values?
Do -6 to the other side.
No. You don't solve one, you solve two equations. Remember this at all? You create an absolute value and then you create two equations from it. All right, let me slow it down. First equation is the easiest. Drop the absolute values, and that's the equation you solve. So drop them, you get 3x minus 6 equals 12. There's your first one to solve. How do you create the second equation to solve? Anybody want to take a dive, drop some knowledge from last year? It's okay if you don't.
Is it the opposite values?
Yes, but only on one side.
So negative.
So here's how I'm going to teach it. And maybe whoever you had last year, maybe they did something different. I still drop the absolute values. But I change the sign on everything on the other side. So now 12 becomes negative 12. I don't know, maybe whoever you had last year might have said change everything inside the absolute value and then leave the other side the same. Same thing, but this is how I'm going to teach it. Drop the absolute values and change the sign on everything on the other side. All right, now you got two to solve. You'll have two answers every time. So here we get 3x equals 18. Divide by 3. One answer might be 6, because we still have to check. Equation 2, add the 6 over. 3x equals negative 6. Divide by 3. X equals negative 2. Maybe, right? Maybe. So let's go, because we got to review where this is on the calculator. So store in 6. 6, store in for x. Anybody know where it is? I'll give you guys credit. Clayton, you know where it is?
Alpha y equals, and you could do like the arrow over once. That's the first one. That's what I did. And then the arrow once. And then that one.
Okay, yeah. Yep. And you can go, I didn't even know that, to be honest. That's a new way I never knew. You can go to alpha window, or you can go to math and scroll over one. Either way. All right. Or you can go alpha y equals and scroll over. I didn't even know that. All right. So a couple ways to get there. And now you type in 3x minus 6. And do I get 12? Yep. Now store in negative 2. What happens? Do I get 12 as well? Yes. So both answers are good. They both gave me 12. All good? Oh, two more. Wow, this is really taking a toll on us. What do you think I'm going to say?
Solve it. We need
Well, solve it. Yeah, thanks. That's the whole unit. Thank you.
drop the absolute.
No.
Subtract.
No.
What to both sides.
Subtract.
Just like, this is why it's on the same day. Just like the radical, what? Got to be by itself. Okay, so before you split it into two equations, the absolute value needs to be by itself. Just like the radical. Minus 4, minus 4. So make sure that absolute value is by itself before you split it. 2x minus 1 equals 4. Okay, now split it. I'm just embarrassed by that. And then the other one, again, drop the absolute value, but change the sign on everything on the other side, so that becomes negative 4. And yeah, you'll get some decimal action here for answers. 2.5
Oh.
on one side. Bless you. Over here, negative 1.5. And they both check. I'll save you some time if you haven't done so already. They both check to be okay. Last one. Absolute values by itself, correct? Okay. The reason I'm doing this, the first equation we know, drop the absolute value and rewrite it. 3x minus 1 equals x plus 5. It's the second equation is the reason I'm doing this one with you last. All right, second equation. Go ahead, drop the absolute value. But here's the thing you have to remember. You need to change the sign on everything on the other side, just not the sign in the middle. Everything needs its sign changed. So see positive x, that's getting changed to negative x minus 5. So it's everything on the right side, just not the sign in the middle. Everything on the right side gets its sign changed. And now you're going to town. I'm getting 3 on one answer,
Yeah.
negative 1 on the other. And yes, they both will check. Both will have left and right side equal.